Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today we are talking about The Promise Neverland, Season 2, Episode 10, and I am getting the rushed feeling very, very heavily from this episode. There is a possibility, based on how this episode went, that Episode 11 of Season 2, that's going to be all we're getting of The Promised Neverland. I don't know if there's ever going to be a Season 3. There's no confirmation whether there is or isn't. I know a lot of the manga fans have been complaining that it has been massively rushed, that they skipped whatever the Golden Pony arc is. I'm not familiar with it. I haven't read the manga. Maybe I will at some point in time, more of an anime buff. But who knows? It is kind of concerning how massively rushed this whole episode was. There was some twists and turns that it was like you didn't have time to process it. For instance, Vincent, who we assumed was going to, betray everybody and, for his life, actually didn't, which... Who knew? I guess who knew? So the plan is to use hot air balloons, which they have available. They figured out how to make somehow with the materials they gathered, and go to all the different field houses, save all of the children. What little do they know, all the children are being directed to the lab because now Peter Rattiri already has all of his information to make them develop super quickly, have their brains develop super quickly, and then become demon food. Basically, simple as that. But that's not how it works out. So Vincent tricked him into thinking that they were all going to the field houses. In reality, they were only going to one, and they end up breaking into the demon headquarters, hijacking the entire system, defeating a bunch of demons. And then we get another crazy twist as well, where Mom Isabella and the other mothers come to the rescue. So they actually end up shutting down their entire system. They blank out everything. You can't see all the cameras. They shoot out all the cameras with bow and arrows. They meet Phil and the other kids again, which is a nice kind of heartfelt moment for a brief second. And then we think it's a double cross. We think, oh, just as they're about to leave, go out on the elevator to the human world. Nope, doesn't work. Here comes Peter Rattiri. We get some background on him. He is one of the family members. He is the gatekeeper. So that way none of the kids can get through to the human world. And his major concern, obviously, is, we made this truce 1,000 years ago. You can't have peace without sacrifice. You are all just food. I don't care how you feel. This is what needs to happen so that way the humans and the demons can be separate and live on simultaneously without killing each other all of the time. At least that's his understanding of it. The reason that all the moms and grandmothers, etc., turn on him is because after they hack into the system, all of the implants that are in the mother's chest, and the mothers are just breeders, so that's what we find out. They're just breeding stock. So guys are pumping their stuff in them, their DNA, around the clock to make more kids all the time. So all these mothers are literally just watching their children die. So of course they have feelings for them. It makes sense. Mother even mentions that, my feelings, we don't have the same ideas. I'm not doing this for you, Emma, but our ideas are lining up at this particular moment, so I'm doing this with you because I also want to escape. So none of the mothers can get killed now. All the kids don't have their implants anymore because headquarters got shut down, and there's really nothing the demons can do about it. We think that the demons have all this backup coming to kill everybody. They have freaking machine guns, so how they can't win against kids with bow and arrows is beyond me. But who knows? Gotta progress that storyline, I guess, because you're not gonna win, as we know from the Native Americans' very unfortunate history. Bow and arrows do not beat any type of gun. It's just not happening, unfortunately. And they have to. It doesn't work. But thankfully, all the mothers were on their side against Peter Rattiri. We also realized that William Minvira is actually James Rattiri, and that he is related to the gatekeepers. And then Peter really hates him because all this time, he's been giving them all this information, even though that he's probably been dead for like 600, 700 years at this point in time. And that really pisses Peter off. The biggest surprise that happened was all the demons that Muzika and Sonju healed in the city. They came to raid the place too. Peter is wondering why the heck aren't they eating all these kids, and the reason is because they don't have to. And then, the old blind demon, he's like, we don't want to eat humans anymore. We don't want to have to sustain this system where we're eating other intelligent beings. Now that we all have this blood in our system, we don't have to worry about it anymore because we are all together. We are all healed. So now it's not just the humans that are trying to escape. It's the demons that are, part of the uprising too, because they want to take over the world, take over the government, do like a civil war type situation against their own kind, give everybody this quote unquote evil blood, even though it's more like good blood. And everybody can sustain themselves, no longer has to eat humans anymore, no matter how good they may taste to the demons. And that's where we're at there. And it's just like there were so many things going on in this episode, and it just felt massively rushed because everything I just described in like the last 5-6 minutes, it just happened all so fast in one 20-minute episode. Like it wasn't spanned out or anything. And don't get me wrong, I loved this episode. I really liked this episode. It was entertaining till the very end of it, but it leads me worrying that they're just gonna wrap it up next episode, put a little bow on it, say they're done, and not do any more of the animation. I think, if I remember correctly, spoilers if you want to skip this part, but I'm not going to explain anything because I didn't read the manga. I think at some point there's like a time skip or something where they're all older. I'm not fully sure on how all of that works, but we're at a point where theoretically all of these kids, all of these people can get to the human world, and we don't know whether or not they're going to reject them. So there's only really two things that could happen for a season 2, is they try to get to the human world and the humans revolt back against them. They're like, no, you are all just food. You're all branded. We don't want you in the human world. We don't want to cause problems. He is the gatekeeper. Yes, he failed, but we don't want you here. Because there's probably a gatekeeper on the human side as well, I'm guessing. At least that's my best guess personally. I don't really know, but that would make logical sense to stop them if for whatever reason there was an uprising and the humans got the best of the demons trying to get to the human world. Next thing that I could see happening is issues with the higher-ups in the government, because everybody that we saw, that working in these factories, even like the head demon whose name we never find out, and most likely got killed by Sonju, my guess, is that there's somebody higher up in power controlling all of this, somebody that owns all of the farms, and they're not going to be too happy. I'm assuming they have some sort of large army. We have machine guns, so I can definitely see, smaller human-sized demons with a bunch of machine guns just mowing everybody down. We know demons have very good healing abilities as well, minus if they get shot in the eye. It doesn't seem to matter whether or not they are like Muzika and Sonju. If you get shot in the eye, you're probably gonna die. That rhymes. I thought that was kind of clever when I said that, but that's where we're at in that situation. So not a whole lot left for this season. We're only getting one episode, and I don't know if we're getting a season 3. Because it seems like they're going to be ending it to a point where, it'll end where there's like some sort of epic battle or something. My guess is we're going to have an open door and all the kids and Isabella and all the moms and grandmothers walking into the human world. That's where the season's going to end, where we're just led to believe that they're living their lives happily ever after, wrapped up in a tight, nice little bow, and nothing more to it. That's all she wrote. That's my guess for next week. Last episode, this is going to wrap up. Dr. Stone still be going strong. Yashahime is wrapping up this week. You're going to be seeing My Hero Academia coming out soon. You're going to be seeing Final Space coming out soon as well. I plan on reviewing that. I got to rate this episode before we end the video, of course. 8 out of 10, I feel like. So a lot of good action, a lot of good plot points, but way too fast. Way too fast movement, way too much going on. I wish this is one of these situations where it's like I want a happy middle ground. For me, Re:Zero gets too dialogue heavy, but The Promised Neverland past couple of episodes is just like zoom, for zoomies if you imagine a cat flying around your house. If you've ever had a cat, Google cat zoomies, you'll understand what I mean. I feel like we're just going 150 miles an hour down the straightaway without a stop sign or a cop in sight, and that's where we're at with this. That's really where we're at. But this will be ending next week. Yashahime is ending next week. Yashahime is ending Saturday. This is ending next Thursday, Friday, whenever it comes out. I usually do these on Friday. And then you're going to have Jujutsu Kaisen. I think, are we on the last episode of Jujutsu Kaisen this week too? That may be ending this week as well. So I got to find some new shows. So you're going to continue to see Dr. Stone. That is going to keep going for a while, but I think out of the other 5 shows, quite a few of them, 2, 3, maybe even 4 of them are ending. Because we got Ray Zero, couple more episodes. Dr. Stone, several is going to be around for a while. Yeah, pretty much the only thing that's going to be sticking around is Dr. Stone. So I'll have at least three shows to review for you for the foreseeable future for now. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a comment down below what you'd like me to do for future cartoon and anime related contents. I don't know what I'm doing with my fingers. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.